So Ryan Day finally picks a quarterback. Not for this season. I think we all. Am I wrong, Tyvis? You believe it's going to be Julian Sayin? I believe it's going to be Julian Sayin, who he's picking this year. Is that you're not on that yet? You're still waiting to see.
Yes.
Okay. Fair.
I think that everybody wants it to be Julian Sayin, but if Lincoln comes out there and ball, like I have no issue with that.
All right, that's fine. I'm saying it's Sayin. I'm going to do that a lot this year. I say the word "saying" a lot.
I think a lot of people have made that conclusion, but I'm just saying.
That's fair. You want to say?
I don't believe in just. I believe in giving the person the job when they've earned the job.
That's fair. That's fine. Dylan, are you on the Julian Sayin hype train, or do you think maybe it's Lincoln Kienholz going to come in and make it happen?
Oh, yeah. I feel like this competition is just for public perception only.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So they already got the answer.
Yes.
Well, Ryan Day got a quarterback for the 2026 recruiting class. It had a lot of other guys in it, did not have a quarterback in it. It does now. 2026 recruit Luke Fahy has picked the Buckeyes. He is the... according to the recruiting sites, the 365, 24/7, whatever rating on him, the composite rating, they have him as the 24th best quarterback in the class. So he's a 4-star guy, but not necessarily like one of the top guys in the class, I would say, right? I mean, he's like the 350-something overall recruit, but there were already a bunch of guys who already had committed elsewhere who were 5-star guys. Jared Curtis committed to Georgia. Faison Brandon committed to Tennessee. Diabell committed to Texas. And Ryder Lyons. All these according to 11 Warriors. They all committed. He had committed to BYU. So Ryan Day and the coaching staff there had wanted a 5-star guy. They had tried to get those guys. They committed elsewhere. That has to at least be in part because of Tavian St. Clair being here, right? And knowing that, like, in the next couple of years, they expect he's probably going to ascend and be the guy. I'm guessing that's why some of these 5-stars maybe looked elsewhere.
I just know that they always want a quarterback in each class. And, Tavian, yes, he is projected to probably be the guy. Obviously, he's here. They say he looks decent. He just got to get the speed of the college game down, And once that happens, he has all the tools. We've seen him in the spring game. Very mobile guy, can throw the ball deep down the field and all of those things. But in the same breath, if I'm a 26 guy, like that shouldn't stop you. No. What it shows you is here at Ohio State, if you've been paying attention, you only need 1 year. Dwayne Haskins, rest his soul, right? 1 year. Will Howard last year, 1 year. That's all you really need is 1 year to showcase that I can play in the NFL and play at a high level. So even if these kids were 26 and they only got to start for a year, that's all you really need with the weapons that you'll have around you at Ohio State. So I don't necessarily understand why we didn't get a 5-star quarterback. I'm not necessarily worried about it at this particular time because of the fact that it's so far down the line that I'm sure that they can land on somebody else. Or who knows, this kid might actually be really good. I mean, if you come play quarterback at Ohio State, there's something about you that everybody likes that's really good. And again, the thing is we've done so well at coaching up these quarterbacks over the last, 6 years, 7 years, that now I'm thinking to myself, I trust the coaching staff. If they see something in them and they want to give them a scholarship, it doesn't necessarily have to be the 5-star. Maybe this guy maybe he reads the field well, or he just has a really good arm, or it's something there that they seen that they were comfortable with giving him this scholarship offer. So I'm going to trust that the coaches are going to do a great job of developing him, and we'll have a good product if we need to see him on the field.
He is from Mission Viejo, California, 6'1", 185. So not necessarily the biggest, physical size guy. So, yeah, I'd be curious, too, to know if he's got a big arm or what exactly it is. But
he say 6 foot. Isn't Julian Sayin 6'1"?
Yeah, I think you're right. He's kind of a similar sized guy to that. So we'll find out, right, if this guy ends up playing for Ohio State, being an impactful guy. But yeah, they now have a quarterback in that 2026 class, so I think they feel good about that part of it. But I have my questions about, it's surprising not to see. Look, you just won a national championship. And what we've been talking about the last week is they have struggled in the 2026 class to get a defensive end and quarterback. Two positions that you typically say are the biggest needs on any football team at any given time. And they have struggled to land like the big name guys, the 5-star guys in that regard. I know it has to do with so much more than, they won last year, so now everyone wants to play for them. There's the money factor. There is also the who's ahead of you factor. And at least in the quarterback room, there are some guys there. Defensive end, it's wide open, though. And that one's a little more surprising that they've had trouble getting those guys.
Do you think that because they won it all last year, they're not in desperation mode,
Yeah.
Like Georgia and all of those other schools that maybe is offering more money. Well, they're kind of in desperation mode because they're trying to get back to winning the national championship. And I think that Ohio State is like, we just won. Like, you should want to come here anyways. Even if we don't offer you the maximum amount of money, you at least know that, you're going to have a shot at it. But with the 12-team going to 16-team playoffs, it's all you got to do is be in one of those 16 teams every year.
Well, unless you listen to Paul Finebaum.
What he said.
He over the weekend said that he thinks Ohio State will struggle to get to the college football playoffs this year. And definitely won't. Yeah. Said they will struggle to get into the playoffs this year. Didn't say they wouldn't make it, but said he thinks they're going to have a down year. And what, I don't.
I could have. Okay.
Look, they lost some of the. You lose 16 players off this roster. You had one of the highest draft classes ever where you've had all these guys get drafted. I understand from the outside looking in if people say, yeah, they're working in a new quarterback, they're working in a new offensive line. They lost, a ton of talent on that offense and defense, and now you got to try to rebuild that. And maybe the reload isn't as quick as someone on the outside might think. I don't think anybody at Ohio State right now is thinking we're going to struggle to make the playoffs. They might be thinking, it's going to be a struggle to beat Texas in the very first game with all these new pieces. You have that Michigan game still looming over your head and the current streak you're on with that. The Big Ten's going to be tougher this year, and it's as tough as any conference out there. But I don't think anybody around Ohio State, even like all the coaches, when you get them on a lie detector test, I don't think they're looking at it going, yeah, I think we're going to struggle to make the playoffs. So Finebaum's trying to get clicks, I think, on that.
Wait a minute. Let me look at this roster. Look at this schedule again.
It's decently tough, but we are, like I said, later on the show, we're giving away tickets to an Ohio State game. It's versus Grambling. Like there's pockets in there for you.
I don't call any game layups, but there is 1, 2, 3. There's 4 games this year. 4 games. 1, 2.
Which games?
That Ohio State is like it could be a quote unquote toss up.
Okay, I'm
Texas,
assuming,
Illinois, Penn State, Wolverines.
That's interesting. I knew that you would have Penn State, Michigan, and Texas in there. I didn't know what the fourth one was. Illinois is interesting. That one's on the road.
It's at Illinois.
It's on the road, right, where it's windy.
Yes.
I remember hearing that. It's windy and you can't throw the football sometimes.
Brett Bielema knows he's got Luke villain.
He's got Luke Altmaier there, decent quarterback. So all right.
Outside of that, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? Because we were talking about some of the desperation mode stuff for recruiting. There's a school that is, I don't know if you want to call it desperation mode, but Ohio State wanted to get a guy on the offensive line. He chose another school. The school that he chose is one of the more interesting stories in college football, and they are the poster child for what money can do when it comes to recruiting. We're going to talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.